Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Paul Drew spinning around on a chair. Yes, we can all do that. That's at the point at which I knock my glass over and send drinks flying. Welcome to Studio Rats Q&A Live number 171. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew, and this is Diggy Dog.
And you were nearly upstaged because for some bizarre reason the camera wanted to focus in on the dog rather than you.
As soon as it starts, this is classic. I knew he was going to do this. As soon as it starts, he's made a mess over there.
Yeah.
Now he wants to go out. Do you want to go out? Hold on.
You are all very welcome along to our weekly dust up of the interwebs. I will be completely honest. I'm absolutely shattered. My alarm went off very early o'clock this morning, so I could drive all the way down to the south coast to see Mr. Drew and spend the day making videos with him.
Yes, and we did that, didn't we?
It was a delightful day. But other than that, Mr. Drew, what have y'all been up to?
That's a really good question. Not a lot. What did we do last week? What did I do last week? Did I get? You know what? I can't even think what I've done. Did the Clone Wars video come out?
That was before that, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Was it not? Okay.
Oh, I don't know. It's still blurring. Every day blurs into another, doesn't it? I don't know.
I think it's fairly safe to say that Clone Wars video did not do as well as either you or I thought it would.
I've done clone videos before, and they normally go nuts. If you go like, here's a clone but better, they normally just I don't know what's going on. But it doesn't. It's one of the, you win some, you lose some, and all that sort of stuff. God, we've got some comments in now, haven't we?
We certainly have. It's all going well.
I've just been playing my 2-Rock, to be honest.
Nice. It is a very nice amp. Having played through it now and gone, yummy.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And some guy posted a little tip this morning, and just completely changed the way that it works, which is brilliant. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I've finally got the sound that I really want out of it, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So what have you been up to apart from coming over here and drinking my tea?
There are worse things to do. Last week, Gregoire and I commenced Operation Let's try and finish this studio thing.
This isn't the studio builders. This is come on.
So, but that's what I've been doing. I mean, so we started the floor. We laid the concrete floor. Yesterday, I did the self-leveling screedy thing, and then Friday we're going to get the timber frames in and hopefully get some woodwork up, and it'll start to look like the room is going to be, which is good. Other than that, making videos and looking at new products and stuff, most of which I can't talk about. Stuff keeps arriving. Yeah, just busy. The same old. Finishing up videos, doing stuff, and yeah. But all is good. All is good in the world of jivey. Should we get some of these here? Sorry, mate.
And I do want to say I have been doing a new product video. There's a product coming out tomorrow. That I think is absolutely brilliant. So much so it's going on my board. It's on my. I do like it.
Nice.
Anyway, yes, yeah. Let's get to it.
Let's get into some of these. Boom. There we go.
Nab says, "Hi chaps. I like part 2 of the Cornell amp video. 2 simple channels with rich tone. Well done. Cheers." What was that? Oh, maybe we're trying out the Studio 20. His nice. I like it. Yeah, it's a nice amp that.
Yeah.
Really nice. It's a really nice amp. James and I shot the second video on. That's not, by the way, that's not the Studio Rats amp.
That's just the Cornell Studio 20, which is really nice.
Yeah. That's a current amp. So we shot a video today of. We did the second sort of prototype. It's finalized, isn't it? So yeah. So yeah, we shot the video on how it's going to sound and stuff. It does sound good, doesn't it?
I think it's safe to say it's very nice.
It's a good sounding amp, that.
And it's not trying to be all things. It's trying to be our thing.
Absolutely. I like it. Joe Marshall says, Kitchen Nightmares is back. Is that us?
Is that a reference to the back of the shot? Or is that just...
We've never met. That is a pigsty.
It's an absolute pigsty because I'm trying to do a million things at once and still keep everything up to speed. And I'm not much of a juggler.
No, not much of a cleaner either. Pet says, "Look up your mothers and leave all morals behind. It's rat time. It show is
rat time."
Mr. Abraham is in. He says, hello, mate. Dave says, hi to all the rats. Hope everyone's well, and to you, mate. Jonathan Rich says, hi guys, hope you're well. The resonance of a guitar body has an impact on how it feels to play, but does resonance really make any difference once you're plugged into an amp? It's a really good question. Some people would say no. I would say yes.
You could start a really big fight on that, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, no, don't. Let's not get into this because it's just going to be people giving comments now about and then arguing about how.
Yeah, it's true.
I believe it is. I mean, look, and I've given this analogy before.
Yeah.
I've given this example before, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
A Les Paul.
Yeah.
And a 335.
Yeah.
Same pickups.
Yeah.
Sounds completely different.
Oh yes, yeah, of course it does. The timbre, the shape, everything must make a difference. It's subtle, or not so subtle. It's 335 to a Les Paul.
It's not 335. Sounds completely different.
Absolutely, it's one of those.
That's the only example that I can give because technically it shouldn't matter. It's the pickups that's picking up the sound of the strings vibrating against the bridge. It's the same bridge that's on a 335 that's on a Les Paul.
Yeah,
it sounds different. So yes, I think so, Jonathan. But others would disagree.
But let's not start a fight. I'm too tired.
No. Jeff says, good morning from Brisbane. He says, my vet will be able to buy a nice guitar to give him 6.5k to operate on the dog's knee later today. Hope you're feeling better than my dog will be. Oh, mate, that's nasty. 6.5k in Australian dollars
is about £2.50, isn't it?
It's about £2.50. No, it's still about three grand-ish. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Oh, mate, I'm really sorry you have to go through that.
But I hope the doggy's all right in the long term.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you'd do anything to make the dog happy, wouldn't you? Adventures. Grigor says, evening all. Nice to see Dennis has perked up a bit this week. Dodgy Guitarist, greetings one and all. Hope everyone is well. And you, Dodgy. Chemical P, howdy, ya all.
He's in the house.
Walter says, hello guys from Flowrider, US. Mississippi Blues, evening all. I've been playing with the UAFX Ox Stomp. Oh, nice. Cool sounds. Is this pedal that's on your radar? No, not to buy. No, it's not.
It's on the radar. We're aware of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to try it, but UA don't just send us stuff anymore. Oh.
I'm not, and I don't really see why I would use it, to be honest. I really like the Ox. I think it's really good. I like the sounds that are in the Ox, but I use the Ox, including those sounds with the attenuator and stuff. So
yeah. It's all the other stuff that we like about the Ox that the Ox Stomp doesn't do.
Yeah. There's some quite, if you like that sort of thing, there's some other exciting products coming out. Joe Marshall says people are bored of the Klon chat now. Maybe, yeah, you're probably right, mate. But they weren't 6 months ago, so I don't know if it's all just gone like that.
It's been in Klon.
Very good. That's very good. Swift. He's been playing that for ages. Daniel says, good evening, rats from North Carolina. Good evening. Chris Williams, evening, guys. Evening, Chris. Mario says, did you ever tests H&K Spirit models? No. You ever tested any using Kettner?
I've done. What was the big one? What's the mega one? I played through that a couple of times and went because Phil Hilborn was using one for a while.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, this is awesome.
It's all designed by Thomas Blue, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really good sounding units. I haven't tried any later stuff. I think I heard someone playing the Alex Lifeson whether it's a signature model. But I'm thinking that sounds really good if you like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just too heavy for me. A bit too heavy for me. But
it's the little. No, it's not. Is it the little stuff? Yeah, no. So this isn't the Thomas Blue stuff.
All right.
Oh no. Oh my God. Hold on. There's loads of stuff. I think possibly a bit of a bad bit of marketing here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Show your screen.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go through. Hold on. It's gonna be a bit of a shite show, but hold on. Do that right. So you've got stuff like that, which is
right.
Spirit of Rock. So it's basically they're like mini amps.
Yeah.
And they did the Spirit of Metal. That's Spirit of Metal. That's terrible, isn't it?
Like a little nano head.
Yeah, but then they did the Black Spirit.
That looks a bit more like it.
Funny design that. I'm not sure about the design of it, but so they did that, which was.
But they have at least gone and done something different.
Yeah, but
is to be commended.
Yeah, but don't you think if you've got something that's basically 150 quid, whatever these are, I don't know what they are, and then you've got something that is 2,000.
Oh, that's quite a jump, isn't it?
The whole naming is shocking, and for some reason they're only in Australia. How weird is that?
Yeah.
So maybe this was a range they only released in Australia.
They've been spirited away. Yeah, on fire tonight.
Yeah, look. Yeah, they're all based in Australia. That is really strange. So where is? Whoops. Stop screen. I wonder where Mario's from.
Very strange. Oh well. No, I was aware. I'm aware of HK, but H and K.
Yeah. Funky. He says, "Evening Rats and Rats fan. Evening Funky." Walter says, "Fender versus Squier is really a thing. I mean, a lot of videos proving that they are the same. They are." I'm going to brighten myself up a little bit. There we go. Are they the same?
Well, they're it's really, really hard to tell, and it is fair to say that if you're spending, how much is a Squier these days? Probably getting on for 500, 600 quid.
Different ones, but yeah, I mean, good Squier,
versus a Masterbuilt, that's a very different beast.
Yeah,
but there is definitely a case for, occasionally you get an amazing Squier and occasionally you get a very run-of-the-mill American or Japanese or Mexican.
Yeah, without a doubt.
With a Fender name on it rather than the Squier name. So, while I do agree with you, Walter, the more you spend, the greater apart the variation is pushed.
Yeah, I think it is. You wonder what Fender's going to do, because if the range that is their budget range, because that's basically what it is proving to be nearly as good quality or as good quality as their American.
Let's say the American standards or whatever the phrase is.
Something's got to change. So you'd hope that Fender would improve the quality of their American stuff or of their higher price stuff, or they lower the quality of the Squier stuff. You'd hope it'd be the former. Yeah,
but I mean that's the thing, isn't it? The truth of the matter is that cheap guitars these days are not cheap guitars.
No.
There are, as we've proven with Jet and with HB, and a lot of brands are making cheap guitars that are not cheap players.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. I mean, all guitar brands now face that. What do we do to make ourselves stand out? What do we do to our high-end instruments to make them stand out from our run-of-the-mill stuff? If you're just looking for a guitar that's really playable, you haven't got to spend a lot of money anymore.
No, it's true. It's true. Very much so. Mr. McQuillan, how are you, mate? He said, evening, fellow rodents. It's been a while. Hope you're well. Where's he been? David makes these lovely things. Plectrums, the Highland Plectrum Company. You can buy it all on Reverb. Go and buy some of David's lovely wares now. Not now, after this.
Yeah, after this.
After this. Chemical P, 72,000. You guys are making a mark. Yes, we're getting there.
It would be so nice to get that play button before Christmas, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's going to be hung up in full view. No, it's the play button is definitely not going to be before Christmas, but I would like, I'm worked hard for the play button. I was hoping to get it this year, but it's not going to happen this year. Joe says, I was going to buy a Squier Classic Vibe Jazzmaster, but have been told they're problematic regarding tuning stability. How true is that? And no, Kitchen Nightmares is actually back season 8 now.
I love Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, so the problem is, and it's fixable. So the Jazzmasters, is it hold on a second, let me just double check on this.
Yeah, because I've got actually mine's a Jag, isn't it? The same sort of thing.
No.
Is it not? Okay.
No. I mean, yes and no. Okay, so yeah, I was right. Let me just get a picture of I'm just need to get just a couple of things up. Right, and I'll explain what you can do. Here we go. Right, let me have a look at that one. Oh, bloody gag. Right, let me come back and share my screen.
All right.
I'm trying to be as quick as possible.
It's all right. We will wait.
There we go. Right. So let me go to there. There we go.
Right.
So the Squier Jazzmaster. Okay, this is a J Mascis one, but it's basically the same. The problem is this bridge, and it's always been a bit of a problem. Okay, so it's basically the tremolo that down here. It's basically a pole that goes through here, and this bit here rocks.
Yeah,
rocks back and forwards. It isn't this plate here. The whole thing rocks. Internally, it rocks.
Yeah,
and you've also got this tunematic style bridge, right? Yeah. So what you need to do, you need to go and buy one. You need to go and buy your Jazzmaster.
Yeah,
and then you go to Mastery, and you go and buy. Where is it? Offset Mastery Bridge. Basically, you go and buy the kit.
Right.
The only thing is the kit
is nearly as much as the guitar.
Yeah, it's going to cost you the price of the guitar. But if you want a Jazzmaster that stays in tune and sounds great, because this will definitely improve the tone of it, you need to get a Mastery Bridge.
Okay.
So there we go.
Nice.
Or any offset, any sort of Fender offset. Oops.
There we go. Sorry, done it. Cool. Well, there we go. I like that.
Ned says, hi, it turns out it's not the ToneX pedal, but the capture I bought at an auction. Oh, no. Oh, do you remember that last week? Ned bought it for 150 quid or something. Hold on. I don't need it, and I'm willing to sell it at a loss. Ha, anyone need it? I'm serious. I've already put it on Reverb. What? Capture of what? How much did you pay for it?
The capture of what?
Like half the price. That's a scam. That's a scam.
How much did you pay for the capture? If you paid any more than $2 per capture, you were... Yes, anyway.
Well, $5, I'd say.
Yeah.
Jeez, there's people scamming out there doing that, saying ToneX and then delivering. Gosh, that's really bad.
That's not cool, is it?
Yeah, let's pay for it.
Yeah, do let us know, because IK are doing everything they possibly can to keep the ToneX platform and the ToneX family legit. So, for example, there's stuff in the back end of the code and stuff when you upload to ToneNet that means it can't be copied. And so someone can't download one of our patches and re-upload it as their own. There's clever.
That's a different thing. That's a different thing.
But if this is going on, IK want to know about it.
I would have thought they would. Yeah, let's know, Ned. Gaza says, gentlemen, TSR fans, good day to all. Paul, I consistently use my ToneX GX100 4 cable method into my amp return, as you illustrated on your YouTube channel. Thanks again for sharing. Always grateful to TSR. Oh, nice one, Gary. So not at the same time, I'm guessing it's either ToneX or the GX100 you're using, or do you use the ToneX and the GX? So the ToneX into the GX and then into the amp. Oh, no, that's what he's doing. So he's using the amp. Nice. Nice one.
Cool.
Nice one. Michael Vondenhoff, he said, good evening from a Mooney, Netherlands.
Maybe he's got his bottom out.
Maybe. A moon in the UK means something different, I guess.
Pretty different.
Jeff Shepherd, evening all from a rather damp Lincolnshire. No frothy beverages. This even a sun call. No, this even a sun call. Looking forward to you getting me through. Nice one, mate. Well, we hope to get you through.
And he says,
evening as on call, rather. Oh, I see. He's on call. Hope we don't get called, mate.
Yes.
Basil says, allergies are kicking my butt. Oh, nasty.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, very sorry to hear about that. By the way, the correct pronunciation is Flada. It is Flada. You're right. It's not Flow Rider. It's
Flow Rider.
James says, any chance you can add a high pass filter and low pass filter to your ToneX matches captures? Yep. You could do it yourself though.
Yeah.
You do it in the software. Why? Okay, so here's a problem. Well, here's the thing. If we did that, you get people saying you haven't got enough bottom and top end. Basically, that's like saying, can I plug into the matches and get a high pass filter and a low pass filter? No, you can't do that. If you plug into an amplifier, amplifiers don't have filters on them.
Yeah.
So that's what we're giving. We're giving a representation of how that amp sounds. Now, if you go into a studio, the first thing that the studio engineer should do is to put high and low pass filters on everything.
It's true. It's scary, but it's true.
If we start dictating, say I put a 60 dB shelf or whatever, you know, someone's going to go, well, can you put 120 dB shelf on it? Do you know what I mean? So you can't.
We're trying to give you as broad a bandwidth, beautiful tone as we can. So including cabinets, pedals if necessary, microphones, all that sort of stuff. What we haven't done is gone, right, we're going to capture the amp and capture the pedals and stuff separately, because then you don't necessarily get a good blend of all the elements in your guitar signal. Yeah. However, if you want to put a high pass and low pass filter on, be our guest.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I'd recommend, if you're recording even live, I mean, I'm guessing if you're live, I wouldn't want to dictate to someone how much of a filter they should put on their amp. So that really is user selectable, I would say, but other than But in ToneX software, it says, I know there's an EQ section. I don't know if it's filterable.
I don't think you've got a high pass and low pass. I don't think, but
I'm surprised that James is getting, because the matches is a very confined frequency band. Yeah. I'm surprised if it's very boomy or very trebly.
But we don't. There's so many things we don't know about the setup, the environment, how he's using it. So what's going before it, after it, etc. So
yes. Jeff says, I think that Ventures in Gearland should explore MIDI and make some how-to videos, so that I can leverage off his hard work rather than put in any effort myself. I think it's a good idea.
MIDI. Oh, I remember those days, having to worry about that stuff.
God, I used to have a full MIDI rig, just everything switching and setting up different chat. Oh my gosh, it was a lot. I'm trying to avoid it now, although I've got to do it. I've got a new pedal coming tomorrow. Is MIDI. I'm going to hook it up to my ES5.
Nice.
The context is Boss ES8 sending CC messages to the DD5000 and MD500. The context is Boss ES8. Can't you just filter off the CC messages? Do you not want it? If you don't want it, if you get a CC control change,
yeah.
If you don't want it, if you don't want it doing any control change messages, turn that aspect off on either the S8 or the DDs or the MD. That's what I would say. Yes, it's quite. Yeah, Midi's not meant for us guitar players.
No, it's old fashioned now, isn't it? Yeah. And he says DD 500, not 5,000.
Yeah. Nice gear though. James, are you familiar with Mark Portnoy's?
Very, very familiar with the Portnoy.
He's with what's he in now? He's with the Winery Dogs, isn't he now?
Winery Dogs with Richie Kotzen and Billy Sheehan. Yes. Amazing. Oh, the thing is, I don't wish to. I'm not going to harp on about it. I promise. But you know, but I'm going to, aren't I? As brilliant a drummer as Mike Mangini is with Dream Theater, it's not right. It's. Portnoy was the right drummer for that band. And I love him with Gary goes on to mention Flying Colour, or Jeff Cook mentions Flying Colour.
I'm sorry, he was starting to talk about drummers, so
bugger. Right, two can play that game. I'll just mute you. Yes, I'm very familiar with Mike Portnoy's work. I've seen Dream Theater lots of times. Love the man.
Poo Ninja, he says Black Spirit should have been partnered with Slayer. What was it? Was it a heavy amp?
I don't know. Probably.
It sounds like a proper metal amp, doesn't it? Jeff says Gary Waddle, Mike is tremendous in Flying Colours.
Indeed.
What's Flying Colours? Is that another band?
It's one of his tribute acts. He also did Yellow Matter Custard, which was my favourite, one of the best Beatles tribute acts I've ever seen.
Nice. Greetings, gents, from Eric Dodd. Greetings, Eric. Mario, Germany. So, they're not
in Australia.
No, but I guess they're made in, or
yes,
the companies. It's German company H&K,
yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see much H&K stuff in the UK, do you?
No, but the daft thing is, we do get their PA now, don't we?
Is that it?
HK?
Hughes Kettner. That is Hughes. That's the same company. That's funny, isn't it?
Because their PA is very good. It's sort of like mid-range, mid sort of quality spec, mid-range stuff. Really good stuff. Nice. We should at this point go.
Mr. Moxie says, thanks, mate. He said thoughts on another 10-hour marathon before Xmas could get you in the 100K. Just saying. Cheers, Pep.
We do have an idea for the 200th show, don't we?
We do. Well, you do.
I think it'd be good. I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. You want to share with people what it is?
So what we thought we would do is what I thought we would do, and you kind of agreed, is do a live session and do from some people turning up in the studio to writing a song, to recording the song, to producing the song, to mixing the song, to here's the song.
Yeah. Cool.
If you like that idea, we'll give it some legs. The other thing that we also mentioned, with the completion of the studio through there, this will be a self-contained thing, so we can start the idea of our studio experience day thing. So get people down and just talk guitars and stuff at them and make noises and stuff, and we can all learn together.
Talk at people for
a day. And eat pizza and say to Paul, you can't have any because it's got yeast in it or something.
Yeast. Nasty stuff.
But yeah, thanks, Pet. But yes, we do have some ideas for the 200th show. And it should be cool.
I'm also thinking about giving away a guitar when we get to 100,000 as well. So I need to work out the logistics of that, because it's all well and good posting something in the UK, but now we're not in the EU, and posting out to America, Australia, all that sort of stuff can become problematic if the person that wins it is from there. So
yes,
it's all sorts of thoughts and stuff.
You do have to cross your fingers somewhat that they're in Birmingham or somewhere.
Yeah, that does always help. Jeff says, Fender versus Squier. Film at Night did a good video. Phil does great videos.
He does.
Even the copper wire and the pickups is inferior, less pure, cheaper. Interesting. Yeah, I listened to Phil's podcast, actually. I really like it. Yeah, he's a very knowledgeable man.
I watched his video on who builds guitars for other people, and that was a really good one.
Was it?
I like that one a lot. At this point, I'm going to go.
Mr. Carter. Thanks, mate. He said, have a beer on me, gents. Always a pleasure. Cheers, mate.
And
that's all coming in. It's amazing. Thanks, Rumi. He said, question about 2 mics for guitar. I noticed people often use 2 close mics. I was taught to place 1 mic close and 1 back for the room. What's your view? I would rather, if it depends how you're doing it. If you've got 2 microphones and you're blending those 2 microphones into 1 input, so you're basically combining those 2 signals and it's going down to 1 track, which you can do. I would say no, because once the room mic's in there, you can't take it away. So personally, I like 2 separate mics. I like close mic'd. I like close mic'd, and then you can always add ambience later.
But what I think he's referring to is, do you have, so let's just say for pretend this is the speaker cone. I think what he's referring to is, do you have 2 mics like that, or do you have 1 mic there and 1 mic in the room?
That's exactly what I thought you meant.
Yeah, but not necessarily recording down to 1 channel.
Yes, if you're recording down to 2 channels, and then you can blend out or blend in the
room mic, or the second close mic, or all 3 would be my option personally.
Every time I use a room mic, it never gets used.
I would agree on every count, apart from when I did it the other day, because I actually wanted to show off how to use a distant, like a room mic, a couple of meters back. And the thing that you have to remember, and I sound a bit like Uncle Roger going on about it, phase. It's as soon as you have a second mic, that much makes a difference. As soon as you put a mic 2 meters away, it really makes a difference. So you have to make sure that when you combine those 2 mics, it gets louder. If it gets quieter or thinner, you are out of phase and it's going to sound nasty.
But nothing is ever 100% in phase.
No, and there are tools you can use to fix it. But, it's good to get it in the right ballpark at least.
Absolutely.
Right. Boom. So hopefully that helps.
Geo Sundance says, hello from NYC. Thanks for the ToneX recommendation. It's a good backup from SM3. Oh, nice one, mate. Try using it in conjunction with your FM3. So I think the FM3's got you can use the input. Just use the input. So switch off your amp block. And or your speaker block. So you can either use the speaker block using ToneX, and then use the effects in the FM3, which is the way that I run my Axe Effects 3 and my ToneX pedal. Sometimes use the effects from the Axe Effects, which are just amazing. And then you get to use, because Axe Effects and Fractal, they don't do amp modeling. No. So they don't do amp captures or profiles, that sort of stuff. So yes, it means that you can use, for instance, my match list, the sound of my match list, and then combine it straight into the Fractal, which I love.
Cool.
Yeah, nice one.
At this point,
Mr. Waddle, thanks, mate. He says it's probably only a copy in the UK funds, lol, but thanks for your amazing contribution to the group. Thank you, Gary. Anything is much appreciated. Thanks, mate. And it's that's a very generous gift. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just trying to find where we were. Hang on a second.
Another one. Have I missed another one?
There we go. No, we haven't missed one. That's right. We're there.
Jeff says, and attention to detail on a Squier is low because it costs money to pay someone to spend time doing it properly. Absolutely. They've got to a price. Someone's in.
Careful.
Got to a price point so that money won't be spent. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's very true. Labor is probably the biggest cost, especially on something like a master built or a custom shop.
At this point, steady everyone. Control yourselves. Greatness is about to come amongst us. Please welcome to the show.
No, just wait. I need to pencil.
You going to center yourself? Are you ready?
I'm excited. Bring him in. Bring him in.
Mr. Lee Abraham.
There he is.
Have we bigged you up enough there, Lee?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, after a stunning performance at the Progressive Rock Summer's End Festival this weekend, I think it was probably justified.
You're too much of a big deal. We can't even. You shouldn't be coming in.
Watch out for the reviews.
How many people were at this prog show?
Oh, there was at least 13, I think.
Do you know the difference between a prog guitarist and a rock guitarist?
Go on.
What?
Do you know the difference between a prog guitarist and a rock guitarist?
Sorry.
A rock guitarist plays 3 chords to 10,000 people.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I don't know 10,000 chords, so. No, it was all right. It was really good, actually. Prog Mag were there and everything, so we should get some good mileage out of it. Yeah, and it was this Galahad I was playing with. It was the first gig we'd done for a few years, so yeah, it was good. It was a good laugh. Anyway, I've got some new bits of gear.
Oh,
here he is. You sent me a picture of this.
Ooh.
Look at that Harley Benton.
Was it an HB on the headstock? Do I get to sing the song?
If you want.
It's a Harley Benton moment of the week.
Look at that neck. Look how chocolate roasted that neck is.
That's almost mahogany, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can do it. I genuinely am gobsmacked how they can do it.
So this was on sale. You know, they're doing their 25th anniversary sale at the moment.
No.
So they keep putting products in and out of the sale. Every few days they keep chopping and changing the products. So if you see something, you have to be quick and grab it.
Is this on Toneman?
Yeah. Okay. And last week.
Is that Wilkinson Bridge?
Yeah.
Ah.
The show is.
So you do know why Toneman are, how can I put this gently, practically trying to throw product out the door. They've got no space. They've got so much stock at the minute.
Everywhere's the same.
Get new stock in for Christmas.
That's why Fender.
Really?
Yeah, Fender doing the same. Fender discounted.
I see. Well, this has got the usual features. It's got locking tuners. We've got roasted neck, which is absolutely lovely. We've got Wilkinson Bridge. I haven't set it up yet, so this won't waggle like that once I finish setting it up.
No, definitely not.
Cool tap.
Is that a real maple top? It looks like a photo flame. Is it a real maple top?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much, but possibly.
It looks like it's got a top on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, this is my new rock machine.
And those Roswell pickups are not bad at all.
Yeah.
So, come on, give us a skinny. What'd you pay for it?
222.
222. Including delivery or plus?
That was delivery? It. That's all I paid. 222.
That's all right, isn't it?
When we were learning, when we were kids at school, 222 quid got you a plank with some razor wire stretched across it that you could barely get your fingers around.
Well, in all fairness, you could pick up a Squier Strat, a Japanese Squier Strat for about 150 quid back then.
Yeah.
But
150 quid was a lot of money back then.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
We're old, remember?
Probably be equivalent of about 350 now, I would have thought. 150 back then.
Yeah. More maybe.
The other piece of gear is a bit of a public service announcement.
I already know what you're going to say you've got.
I don't think he's got one. I don't think he's got one yet.
I think he has.
No, I haven't got the Fender Tonemaster. No,
I don't think you have for a moment.
Oh,
no,
okay.
We think you've got a Fender. Freedman.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't got the Freedman. I haven't. But this has got to be probably dog crap product of the year.
Oh my god!
This is just bloody awful, and it's going back. As soon as I plugged it in, I bought it rather stupidly on a bit of a whim, and I got it home and I thought that sounds like how can they sit in these R&D departments and pull these algorithms together and put them in a pedal and go, that sounds amazing, because it just sounds like utter shit.
Let's have a look. Is it really?
It's utter dog crap.
Really? And that's
There's
funny.
no other word for it. It's just awful.
There we go.
I know these are only 129 quid. Don't even waste your 129 quid. Go out on the piss and have a kebab with that 129 quid. Don't buy this.
Do you know what? You could go and buy like a Friedman BE OD pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want that sort of, but sounds better than that. Isn't that strange? Oh, really? It's not good. What a shame.
No, utter bilge, really. To the point, like I say, how can they sit there and go, do you know what? That sounds amazing. Let's put it in a box and sell it. It's just awful. Just awful. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know, I told Paul this, but I've been having some great fun with this ToneX pedal, doing my own captures.
Good man.
Yeah, I mean, I tried out some of your Friedman ones, James. They sounded really good. I haven't succumbed to. I still stand by my what I was said a month or two ago. But I haven't bought into the whole. Let's buy all the packs off the partner website or anything like that.
And nor should you.
No, but what I have been doing is making my own with a combination of different things. But you know what? I've probably said this to you guys before in the past. I've got a real fondness for the SansAmp plugin that you get with Pro Tools.
Yeah, me too.
And if you partner that with an IR, it sounds immense. If you get the EQ balanced about right, it sounds amazing. I was just sat here the other night just playing away with it, and I thought, God, if only I could get this in the ToneX. What am I talking about? I can get this in the ToneX. So just rigged up you need two interfaces to do it. You need one to actually provide something for Pro Tools to see and run the SansAmp through, and then use that as like your rig. Feed that into another interface, which then captures it in the ToneX software. But it works.
Technically, you don't if your interface is clever, like what the Antelope Audio stuff is. And you can route in triplicate.
Well, I basically used the ToneX pedal as the interface that was providing the thing that Pro Tools saw.
Yep, totally.
And then I used my regular interface, which is only a Scarlett 2i2, to do the actual capturing.
Yeah, and it sounds good.
It sounds amazing. Yeah, I didn't capture it with an IR because I just had the IR in the pedal afterwards.
Yeah, totally.
But it sounds amazing. I ran one with it just native, and I ran one with the Riverside pedal in front of it, acting as a boost. It sounds incredible. So I'm going to gig those sounds at the weekend, see what they're like live.
Nice.
I used to gig my hardware SansAmp, the PSA 1, and I used to love that thing.
Yeah,
PSA 1. But that had some sort of speaker modeling in it.
Yeah, so does the plugin, but it's really brittle. It's really gritty and sort of top endy. But if you put an IR on it, it sounds good, but it sounds a little bit muffled. So you just boost the top ends just to equalize it out, and it sounds amazing.
I really got into the programming of that thing, as in could dial in some really good amp tones because I actually worked out what buzz and fat and all those ridiculous terms meant. It's one of those. Every so often, I look on eBay. Sorry, I'm having a sneezy moment, and I see one, and I think, "Oh, I should get that." No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want one. I want a Midi MP1, but
I'd like one of those as well.
I'll send you these two patches across if you like, Paul. You can try them out.
Yeah, mate, absolutely.
Yeah. James, share the love.
Yeah, well, if I knew your email address, I would, but I don't. So I'll send to Paul and he can send them over.
I'm easy to find.
I bet you say that to all the guitarists.
No, not just drummers mainly.
James Ivy at onlyfans.com.
Yeah, I thought it might be something like that. Yeah.
I'd probably make more. I'd say I'd make more money, but probably not.
Okay, all right, chaps, you've got a lot to get through, so I'll leave you to it.
Hello, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers, buddy.
Right.
Boom, let's go.
Nick Torius, he says, "Good evening, gentlemen. What would you say are the characteristics of a professional tube amplifier?" Ooh, that's a good question.
Low self noise.
That is true, actually. We've worked that out, haven't we?
Yep. It's only taken us God knows how many years and 72,000 followers, but the difference between, let's say, a good tube amp and a very good tube amp other than the price, is the self noise.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because if you look what's in the tube amp, there's nothing. It's just the designer, isn't it? It's the designer's skill, quality of components,
and I think that's the difference with getting into designing amps. Not that we've done the design, we've done the spec with Dennis, and seeing the quality of the components that he puts in, and knowing that capacitor is £1. Which you think, hang on, that's not very much for a component. But when you think that someone like, Marshall or whoever will buy a capacitor with the same values and the same tolerances, but for less than a penny.
Oh, right. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Component quality. And you then multiply that by 100 because, the tolerance is close enough and the self noise and the component is enough. You multiply it by 100. That's where your background comes from.
Yeah. It's a really interesting, I can't remember if it's an interview or a article with or a video with Two Rock, the Eli Lester from Two Rock. Like the amount of detail that goes into those amps is absolutely bonkers.
But you pay for that detail,
don't you? Just a lot of money. Joe Marshall, cheers, Paul, for the Jazzmaster advice. Top man, anytime, mate, anytime. Okay, Michael P. Oh, by the way, have a check because there's quite a few that have already been done. So if you want to get a second-hand one, you might find one that's already been done. Chemical P, wouldn't a standard roller bridge work beautifully? I would always go for Mastery. Maybe I'm a snob, but they're the ones that I know. See, buy cheap, buy twice. That's what I would think. You're going to end up doing something and then going, why didn't I just buy the good thing?
If you're going to make the tweak, make the adjustment, get the right thing.
Yeah, otherwise you'll just be going, oh, that one doesn't quite work. I get another one. And then at the end of the day, you've spent all that money anyway. Guy B says you can also buy the Staytram bridge for the Jazzmaster, which is UK built and a lot cheaper, costs 75 quid. There's a 5-ish week wait. Oh, nice one. I haven't heard of them. Brilliant.
No, there we go.
Cheers, Guy B. Yeah, Guy B. Oh, go back. I want to have a look at his Jazzmaster. That's nice, isn't it? It's a nice colour.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Nice, like that.
Nice.
I'll get way more into the offset looking guitars. Nectaria says, I have a bass breaker 30R and I'm looking for an upgrade. My amp does what I wanted to do and more, but in all honesty, I like something that sounds superior, and that's extremely vague. The bass breaker 30 is good. It's got a few features on it that are so when they brought the bass breaker 15, I think it had an effects loop in it, and the 30 didn't. There's some weird things they did with those models. If you're looking for an upgrade, there's plenty of choice. Yeah, and you'll get something that's the bass breaker 30 as well. It's a very loud amp. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah, nice one. He said, Ned says, sorry, ToneX Capture reamp box. Ah, you bought the reamp box. Okay.
ToneX Capture, yeah. Not the ToneX interface.
Not a capture. Not a capture. Oh, the reamp box is really good, actually. But yes, if you don't need it, you don't need it. Oh, what a shame. Sorry, mate. That's a...
But hey, if you bought it for 150 quid, you might make a couple of quid on it. So,
but yeah, but it isn't. It isn't much of a. It isn't just designed for capturing ToneX. There's so many other things.
It's a really good reamp box.
Really good reamp box, yeah. Ness, it's more of a mistake than a scam. They didn't disclose correctly what it was. Oh well, 178 British pounds, not well spent. I think, yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, you have to go through that. It's horrible when you make a mistake like that. Yeah. Gene Kiko's home studio. Paul, I was curious, how do you get your stereo delay in your demos? It sounds really good. Echo Boy or pedal? Oh, thanks, mate. I use so James. Oh, actually, James doesn't. I use Universal Audio Apollo system, and I've set up an effects. You can set up effects inside the unit, so you can then patch stuff into it when you're either recording, so you can hear things in the headphones, or throughout the main monitors, which is what I'm doing. and I'm using the precision delay, which is basically I created a patch inside it, which emulated a Memory Man, but a stereo Memory Man type of sound. And yeah, that's my favorite delay, even to the point now where I put a Clockwork. Who makes that? I don't think he makes that. A Clockwork pedal.
Really nice pedal. That really nice.
Yeah, really nice pedal. Yeah, I love Memory Man delays.
So I use the delay that's inside the aux, which is I suspect very similar actual delay.
It's precision delay. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Sounds great.
And when I had an aux, I set up the precision delay exactly the same. That's how I like it.
Yeah, sounds great. It's just instantly gratifying. Works with most things. If you need to tap tempo it a little bit, you can do, but actually most of the time, it just works.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good unit. That. Yen says, "Hi, did you get to check the Friedman IRX? How would you turn the balance out into 2 signals AB box? Reverb from balanced out Y cable." No, still. So we still haven't tried it out yet. We're hoping that Lee was going to buy one, but he hasn't yet. He's bought that cheap Behringer pedal instead. Hi, did you? So let me read it again. Did you get to check the Friedman RX? How would you turn the balanced out into 2 signals? You can't. AB box, reverb pedal from balanced out Y cable. The only thing, it hasn't got reverb in it, I don't think.
No, but I think he's trying to get balanced out into 2 signals. No, you can't. Well, you can technically, but one would be out of phase.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could reverse phase. I'm trying to think why you'd want to do that. That's the only thing. I mean, no, you can't, because there's only 3 cables. There's only 3 pins and a balanced out.
Yeah, but you've got an in phase and out of phase and a ground. The ground is common. So you could make a cable, a Y split cable, where you split your ground, and then you could phase reverse onto a jack. So but it would fry your brain, and it would mean you'd have to label the plugs and stuff.
I wouldn't do it. I'm trying to think why you'd want a reverb pedal from a balanced. I see what you're doing. No, I think basically he wants to turn. Is it XLR out? I think what he means to say is, how do you turn an XLR into a jack?
Right. In that case, what you do is you get a normal jack cable, as in tip and sleeve, not a TRS cable. Cut one of the jack ends off, bear it down, and then a bit of soldering. Buy yourself an XLR plug. And what you do is you jumper.
It's incredibly complicated.
What am I?
Because I'm confused, and I sort of know what I'm doing with it. Just go and buy an XLR to jack cable.
Because most XLR to jacks are going to go XLR to TRS. You don't want TRS. You want TS.
Absolutely. But you can still. I've got those cables.
Oh, you can buy them. But you could make them in about 3 seconds if you've got a soldering iron.
Yeah, but if you have to,
you basically just need to jump. You're out of phase, and you're cold, and to your earth, and then you'll just unbalance it.
There we go.
I'm going to do a video on basic soldering this week, because I think it's really important.
Nice. I think that's a great idea for a video.
And it's something that I've got to do a lot of. So I thought, while I'm doing it, I might as well do a video. Basic. And I will be calling it soldering, not soldering, because that means something completely different over here.
I can't believe bloody Americans. Gary says, outside of the matchless ToneX captures you have available, would you recommend another capture bundle you're selling that's in the same vein as the matchless, perhaps AC30 captures? The AC30 is one of my favorite amps that James has got.
The chime pack is really good.
It's really good. Depends what you want. If you want it if you want another thing in the same sort of vein, probably that.
The two rock captures are awesome.
Two rock in the same sort of vein. The two rocks is more Fendery.
Mm-hmm. But the British chime pack we did with that AC30 sounds amazing.
I really like that, and that covers everything from sort of chimey AC30 to quite high gain
with some pedals, yeah. And there's lots of them. I think it's about 15 captures in that one.
Nice. Oh, I had a little ding.
You did.
Is it you?
You've just sold another capture.
David said, I've had to go out of town for a funeral and Eric Johnson's playing here tonight. I'm sure they'll be fine. That is he saying I'm only laughing? Is he saying because I think his humour is that he's going to Eric Johnson's as opposed to the funeral? Oh, that's I don't know whether to. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Eric Johnson's amazing.
Yes, and go and see Eric Johnson after.
Yeah, you got to go and see. If you can go and see Eric Johnson, you got to do it.
I'd pay to see Eric Johnson play with Chaz and Dave.
Well, Chaz, mate.
I know these days. I did that joke once about Dave Weckl when someone said, "What, Chaz and Dave and Dave?"
Yen says, "Hi, how do you split mono balanced out the Friedman?" Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pedals as well. Yeah, so I think that's exactly what Jens means. He's got a balanced.
Yeah,
it's a balanced connector out, so it's probably XLR, and he wants to do that. So yeah, you can just go and get a lead, or you can go and get.
To be honest, the jack on whatever you're plugging it into, if it's unbalanced, it won't care whether it's a TRS or a TS jack. So.
I'd say 95% of the time, James is right. It won't care, and I do that all the time, plugging balanced cables into unbalanced things. But also, you might find that if you've got a stereo delay, some stereo delays are actually balanced inputs.
Some.
So you can use them as like studio tools as well. I'm trying to think of what ones I've got. I think both ones are like the R500. Style, you know, that sort of style is Anyway,
if that's not the answer, send us another message and we'll go into it more. But I think I'll do a video on basic soldering because it's quite interesting and actually really simple, and you don't need much kit. So
yeah, and Sean Tubbs and Michael Nelson's demos do sound fantastic. Yeah, because they're both great. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they could play on a Squier Strat through a Sun Mustang amp and they would still sound amazing. So
a bumder. The Scottish Parliament have refused to fly the Israeli flag outside of Holyrood.
Ours is not a place to get political. This is not a political forum. This is not our thing. But of course, our hearts, prayers, and our best wishes go out to all of those who are being affected by the stuff that's going on in the Middle East right now. That's all we're going to say about it. It's not our place to get political, and I don't want to get political. So, hopefully, yeah.
Where's that from? What's Bumder from? Bumder.
Scotland, I would say.
No, isn't it like In-Betweeners? Something like that.
Never seen the In-Betweeners.
What is the matter with you, man? You've never seen the In-Betweeners? That's
Mate,
one of the best programs ever.
I've got 2 kids. I'd never see telly anyway.
Oh my God. The In-Betweeners was way before your kids.
I know, but I had a life.
Man, In-Betweeners. Spencer Carter, what would your home recording setup be if you had £2,000? Assume you only have guitars, the rest is up to you. How much would you spend and on what? So, hold on, what would your home recording setup be if you had £2,000? Assume you only have guitars. Okay, so
you already have a laptop or an iPad?
That's true because that's wiped you out already.
Yeah.
Let's just say you've got a computer.
Yep.
You've got guitars. So you just want to get that. So let's do this quickly so we can move on to more questions.
Home recording would be one of the baby Antelope audio interfaces like the Zen Go, because they're really cool and you get all the cool stuff that you get with the bigger Antelope interfaces, but without the I/O and massive loads of shit.
I would get a UA Apollo, the little one. What's it called? The X2 or X4, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And a set of monitors, and then you're done, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
For me.
Set of monitors.
and save up to get microphones and stuff. And it's
actually no. Do you know what? No, do you know what I'd get? I'd get Audio Technica teamed up with Audient to do a package, and you've got an AT 2020, pair of headphones, a little interface for about 200 quid, and they were brilliant.
No, that's really good. That's really good. So let's do that. It's a set of monitors. Let's say you've spent £1,000. You've got £1,000 left.
Yeah.
You got you need headphones.
It comes with a pack.
Oh, it comes with the pack.
Yeah. I then spend £1,000 on training.
There you go.
That's where the smart money is, or acoustic treatment.
I'd say acoustic treatment.
Mm.
Learn on the go.
Yep.
Okay, Sharp. Winery Dogs, great trio. Kotzen can sing great. Yes, he can.
He certainly can.
Martin Collier says, after another week, still prefer ToneX pedal with Plexi plugin over the Friedman preamp. Nice. Well, there we go.
Ooh, there we go.
There we go.
Nice. At this point, we should pause for the news.
Let's do the news. There's not a lot going on. Can you switch me on?
Certainly can. Say when.
Okay, go on then.
Boom.
So guitar deals, Fender are doing 350 quid off. Sorry, $350 off some of their guitars and stuff. Yeah. So that's the Aerodyne and the Vintera stuff. Worth looking at. Apparently, this is going to be happening more and more because Fender's stock, as we were just talking to Lee about, is they've got an abundance of stock and not selling it. Look at these. I think these are the Kaizen. So this is the Tosin Abassi ball.
Yeah,
I think they look. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not me, but absolutely brilliant.
It's weird, but there's something familiar about it that looks really cool.
Yeah, but like the colours, like that really works.
Yes, yeah.
Like normally moan about sort of guitars.
You do.
I do. But don't get me wrong, it's not for me at all. But
no.
I think they look brilliant.
I like the grey one. I have to admit that silvery grey looks beautiful.
I like. Funny enough, I really like the glow one.
Who are you, and what have you done with Paul Drew?
I know. I think because it brings me back to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the Ibanez
RGs, yeah,
and all that sort of stuff.
But that guitar's going to play so beautifully.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not cheap though.
No, they're not cheap. They are. Start from 3,799.
Great guitar though.
Yeah, I'd look an idiot playing one, but I think it is great.
I'd love to have a go. Hopefully, go one of those at NAMM.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So Newell DSP, at last they've released Cortex Control. I don't know what took so long, but basically now there's an app so on your computer that you can use to do all the work.
About time.
Yeah, it's about time because they've been promising it for ages. It's really weird how this stuff's taken ages.
They're a small team.
Okay, so they're a small team that releases a lot of stuff, James.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff gets released.
Yeah.
So
and it's all soft. It's all software based primarily. It's not. It hasn't got to be coded and shrunk down for DSP.
Yeah, but my point is that you said it's a small team, but they're still releasing a lot of stuff as opposed to concentrating on this stuff, which they've been promising for years. Let's face it.
You do have to wonder where their primary income source is. I bet they sell a lot more plugins than they do QCs.
Well, I think it's a wealthy company. I think it's a really good company. The other thing is that they promised ages ago is the software. Being able to use some of the archetype plugins.
Yeah.
On why can't they do that? They've been promising this for years.
Yeah.
Still not done. Anyway, but yeah, well done for getting that out.
At last, yes.
PRS have got a new SE range, which is the CE24, the bolt-on range.
Bolt-on.
Yeah, I mean that one there.
Yeah.
I could definitely tell that they're CEs. I could definitely tell those two are. But that one there, if you showed me that, I'd go, no, that looks like a C24. Sorry, an SE.
SE, yeah.
They look like SEs, but that one there looks like a standard sort of American SE. So yeah, there's something. It looks all right, but there's something about it that doesn't look expensive about it. Yeah, nice. I don't know how much are they? Let's have a look. They're not telling us. Hold on. Maybe the price isn't out yet. What do you reckon? I reckon they're going to be about 800 quid.
Yeah, 800 to £1,000.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Eventide come up with a new pedal, the Riptide, which is a distortion and univibe in one pedal, which is really
nice. Good. That's going to be great.
Yeah, that's a really good idea to have that in one pedal. If you like the drive, which I hope, I'm guessing it's all digital.
It's Eventide. It's going to be great, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know much about Eventide's drive algorithms, though.
Well, they're pretty good at everything else. I would say they're probably all right.
Yeah. So there's that. Oh, and now. Let's do it.
Oh my God. I saw this and I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, I think they've released their little electric gentleman. That's what it looks like. It does look like something like that, doesn't it?
It totally does. It looks like something you'd see on OnlyFans. I don't know. Those are dynamic microphones.
I don't understand this marketing.
No. For those of you who were maybe unaware, Aston Microphones, British company, were acquired by our friends at Music Group, aka Behringer, and they have put their Aston Stealth technology into a handheld mic, which looks like something for carnal pleasure. That's a nice way of putting it.
That is nice. I can get the aesthetics of the mic. I think you know, creating something that's more modern. I like that. It does look quite cool. I've got to admit, it does look quite cool. But then doing what's this like cartoony character thing about it?
There's a video. There's a product video that has no audio examples in. You don't see the product. You just see these three characters doing stuff.
It just cheapens it. What are they doing?
It's
hold on. If I show any more of this, I'm going to get sued by Behringer, aren't I? So let's
probably
do that.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's a shame that for a company that did make great mics, some great mics, I don't think those three are going to be the next batch of great mics.
Well, we haven't heard them yet, but it's just weird advertising.
Very weird. Right, boom, let's get on with it.
Guitar Sniffer Joe, he says, I use the ES8 with the DD500 fully controlled by MIDI. Worked amazingly well. Yes, they do. I've used the ES range controlling MIDI. It does work really, really, really well.
Yeah.
Pads 1982 says, wake me up when the drum talk ends. Here we go. See,
that sounds like a song, doesn't it? Wake me up when the drum talk ends.
There we go.
There we go.
Sniffer Joe says, can't remember the workflow though. That was 6-7 years ago. Yes. It's a bit of deep diving.
I've forgotten more about MIDI than I ever knew.
I'm getting bitten. I'm getting bitten by some little. I've been bitten twice. Right.
Diggy, put him down.
Chemical P, I can mute both of you if needed. That's a good idea, mate. I would.
Best way.
Jack Delane Jr. He's a double junior. Blackmore, Page, or Beck?
3, 2, 1, Beck.
There we go. That was easy, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
All day long. Chemical P, I'll take all three.
I'll go with that as well.
Of the butt plug mic.
No, I think Blackmore, Page, or Beck.
Oh, I see.
I hope anyway, on the butt plug mics.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's good things to come indeed. Cheers, mate. Sniffer Joe says 200th show is still 6 months away, fellas. Is it?
Yeah.
6 months away. Okay, we've got some planning to do.
We're on 71, so 28 weeks, 29 weeks.
Right, it's just a long time, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
Good. Got a long time to wait until it finally comes around, and then we panic.
We'll do something for Christmas, I'm sure.
Get John Cordy on the 200th show. That would make it more. That make it. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? We have to get Mr. Cordy.
Get a celeb on.
He's screaming legato boy. He is very good.
Mm.
Jeff Cook, when you send my guitar that I've won on your 200th episode, I'll be more than happy to pay postage to Brisbane. Well, we could do that possibly. I wonder if we
he's not sending you He's not sending you a master bill.
No, definitely not. Maybe that's the way of doing it, though. Maybe that's it. You just go, well, look, I'll provide the guitar, and you pay postage, whoever it is. Maybe I don't know. If that's, I don't know if that's possible.
And local, standard T's and C's say that you pay your own local import taxes, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, God, yeah. Romy, AC/DC Back in Black use room mics. Yes, I mean a lot of if you listen to Angus Young, a lot of his sort of guitar tones you can hear.
Oh, it's thingy Platt, isn't it? It's Tony Platt.
Back in Black? No, Back in Black was Def Leppard. Who is it?
Matt Lang.
Matt Lang.
Was it? Okay.
Sure.
Well, Matt Lang loves his room mics as well.
Matt Lang, genius.
Yes. the voice of Def Leppard, otherwise known as Matt Lang.
Yeah. Mr. Aiton's in the house. Is evening all from Cranley.
How's the new nipper, Mike?
New nipper? He's got a new doggy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Mendel says, I like the idea for 200th. Any chance of remote session participation with audio moves or similar for those that can't physically make it? Or just
yes, we can do that. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Well, it'll be on the live stream.
Yeah, there's those. We need to try out that new. Is it a Dutch company, the Norwegian company that came up with that box you plug in?
Yes, we should reach out to them.
Yes, we really should,
and say that our current system is not as good as it could be.
Jack Delane Jr. said guitar and mics are like stereo acoustics, never get used in a mix.
He's right.
Rumi, I purchased a Fender ToneMaster Pro. Nice. First model of multi-effects I've liked to date. The workflow is great. I thought the workflow looked really good.
Yes.
Really nice Marshall and Meza sounds, both clean and dirty. Great.
Great. That
nice.
Sounds good. I reached out to my friend at Fender and I've heard nothing. Clearly not much of a friend at Fender.
Yeah. Dodgy says, I see Positive Grid have released a Spark cab. Oh, I don't hear you guys mention them much. What's your thoughts? I think their amps are awesome. I think their amps are I'm trying to be nice about this.
It's a really good if you want to play guitar and play some tracks along with it, because it's a full range cab.
It's a practice tool.
Yeah.
It's a practice tool at best.
And a good barbecue speaker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just that the whole EQ of the cab was completely wrong.
Yeah. I ended up putting better speakers in it, so it didn't futz out.
Yeah. It needs, I mean, it's great. It's instant gratification. I think with that, you get some, oh wow, this sounds amazing, and it does, and then you sort of sit down with it. If you can use it as a practice tool, fantastic.
Yeah,
but don't think that the Dumble amp sounds anything like a Dumble. Don't think that the Klon drive sounds anything like a Klon. That sort of stuff. It's nothing. There's nothing that sounds remotely like.
But things. You can dial good tones into it.
Yeah.
If you forget the naming conventions, oh, this is trying to be a Dumble, you can still can dial good tones into it.
Yeah. Jimmy Cranky says, Nos waith the da fondigium. Absolutely, mate. Romy says Lee Abraham is an amalgamation of two American historical figures, Abraham Lincoln and Robert E. Lee. Well, there we go. And obviously we know Abraham Lincoln, but I'm not sure I know Robert E. Lee.
General Lee. No.
Okay.
Yeah. But north, quite literally north and south.
There we go. Paul Nags, he says, hi guys, now into and loving your chat after watching an ancient review you did of that Line 6 digital mixer.
Wow, that's going back some.
That's been you.
Yeah, it was me, yeah.
With a view of the band on the screen. Oh, do you remember that thing?
I do. It was called the MD, was it the MD60? Something like that? MD12, something like that.
That didn't do that well, did it?
No, because the theory was really good, but it never got developed. Right, it was Line 6 doing what Line 6 do, coming up with some good ideas, and they're not really following up on it.
Oh, I don't think that's true. You know, they're Helix. They've been really
but Helix has gone on because they've kept developing it. If they'd kept developing it, it would have been really good. It was built like a tank.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Michael P. Jivey. You guys are kids, same age as my kids. We're Jimmy Cranky. I'm going to say it like that every time I have to say it. Wow, fancied a couple of those TC pedals as well. What did you try the gyms through, Lee? Yes.
Probably through his Spark.
Yeah, Lee knows his tones as well. Lee knows his tones.
Yeah.
So, if Lee doesn't like it, I imagine I wouldn't even bother trying it. Johnny Love, he says, does anybody else get annoyed that most humbuckers are secured with only 2 screws? They can sometimes pivot slightly and not always be parallel to the strings. It's 2023, add another screw log. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm trying to think.
Hang on. Not all of them have only got 2 screws. You've got some that have got a base screw and 2 at the top so you can change the angle.
I've got to pick up somewhere on the guitar that is annoyingly does that. Annoyingly sort of dips one way.
That's normally to do with the spring behind it. It's not quite square though, isn't it?
I can't remember. No, it wasn't that. I'm trying to think. Maybe it was my Telly neck pickup, which sounds great. But yes, I do agree. But then if someone if they change the format now, all the people that have got 2 screws, it's a format now, isn't it? That you can't really change.
2 screws, and both of them are loose.
We're Jimmy Cranky. He says, has any company ever dominated an industry more than Durex? True.
The Monopolies and Mergers Commission.
There we go.
Because there's only one of them.
Rumi, everyone should take Lee's advice. Anyone with a dark side of the moon clock knows what time it is. It's true. There we go. John, a bit late to the stream, so not sure if yet discussed, but when Dennis asked Paul to do a bit of Hank Marvin and then Brian May, that was YouTube gold. I think we were all thinking, what would we play? It's just like, yeah, only Hank Marvin. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's
it's like when someone, if you're at a party and someone hands you an acoustic guitar, because we play guitar, and someone says, play us a song, and I go, I don't know any songs that you'll know.
Yeah, I do that often. Yeah,
I'm like, I could probably bash through Wonderwall, and that's about it.
Do you know, I do that normally after about 10 beers. Someone brings a guitar out, and it's just like, I cannot play guitar when I've had too many beers. It's just
as we proved today, I can't play guitar after a pint.
Yeah, honestly, give me a couple of pints. Guitar, I cannot play a note. It's awful. Yeah, that was yeah. I'm not sure I can. I think I'm not really an imitator guitar player. So, and like if someone said play a Hank Marvin tune, I'm like, no, we need Hank Marvin tunes, and maybe I should. Brian May, I might know a bit of dig-a-ding-ding, dig-a-ding, What's that one? Whatever that's called.
Hamlet of Four.
Yeah, that's it. Hand on heart, endorsements aside, would you be happier gigging with a Katana or ToneX? Oh, that's
ToneX.
really...
ToneX.
I like, see, the thing is, I like in-ear monitors. So I'm going to say ToneX because I can gig with my amplifiers and have that sound.
Yeah.
So yes, if maybe I you know, if there's no way of me monitoring, then I go with the Katana because I can't hear the ToneX. So, but yes, I prefer the sound of the ToneX because it's the sound of the amplifiers that we've captured.
Yeah.
Pet says, I've had an Apollo Twin X for a few years now. Given the sheer and the breadth of the manual, I still wonder if I'm using it to its full potential. Yes, it's a big one. It's good though, isn't it? It's good. It is good, Pet.
Yeah.
Jeff says, remark Mike Portnoy, Flying Colours isn't a tribute band. It's a prog band with Steve Morse, Dave LaRue, Neil Morse, and Casey McPherson. 3 brilliant albums thus far. Have a listen.
Yes. You're right. And I actually liked the original prog band he did with Steve Morse, which was called Transatlantic. So check them out as well.
I don't think I like any of it.
You'd hate it.
I probably would.
Too many notes, too many chords.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Not enough AC/DC chords.
No, I don't. If it's not simple chords, I'm not. Yeah, Yen says, sorry for not being clear enough about splitting the balanced out. The reason is I want to feed my monitor and front of the house at the same time. From the Freeman now. Okay.
Then what I said you could work. You make a Y split into 2 and then reverse the phase on 1.
No, just go and get an AB box.
ABY, yeah.
ABY. And use it in reverse.
That would work.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure that would work. The only thing is it needs to be. Do you know what I would do? No, I wouldn't do that because you're going to split the signal. I would get the monitor front of house engineer to feed you a link back.
That's the conventional way of doing it.
It is, isn't it? I mean, that's the proper way of doing it.
Yeah. Unless you're going into your own FR cab.
Does a DI? No,
DI box, yes, because you get the through and the split. Yes, that would work.
Yeah, but a DI box is to convert an unbalanced.
Yeah, then just go. But the only reason to worry about a balanced output is if you're running for 100 meters. Then
Sure.
Just run a cable that's this long from the back of the output of your pedal into the input of the DI box, balanced out into the DI, unbalanced into the cabinet. Here you go.
Yeah, lots of DI boxes have a feed, don't they?
Yeah, so you have your input and your through, which goes to your FR, and that goes to front of house.
Hey, there we go. We've sussed it.
And you can pick up a half decent DI box for 50 quid.
There we go. We've sussed it. Right, I'll move on. Basil, he says, I'm getting political. Which is better, Fender or Gibson?
3, 2, 1. Fender.
Fender for me, but that might be because I prefer single coils. So
the 2 guitars I'm playing at the moment are that Strat. A lot.
Wow.
I'm digging this thing at the minute.
Wow.
Playing that a lot and my red telly. Yeah. But then I did pull the Explorer out for a track the other day, which I've really enjoyed.
You're wrong.
No.
David Bro says, only missing the wake. My wife's aunt would want me to go. My wife's mad as a snake, though. Yeah, well, I'm sorry for your loss and all that. Lee says, cheap Ruto get a quad cortex, buy a ToneX pedal with a few of the neural plugins and capture them. Job done. Yeah, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Well, yeah, just capture them. That's so true. Yeah. What do those mics vibrate?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a weird thing. Ned says, Read Israel Palestine without getting political. I suggest that people read statements by Jewish Voice for Peace. B. Tzlem, breaking the silence, former IDF soldiers, and Gideon Levy in Haaretz.
Yeah.
It is crap what's going on.
It is. It is really crap. And
Yes.
we hope everyone over there is okay as they can be.
Weird Jimmy Cranky. Blackmore overpage.
Yeah, I'm probably there.
I'm not sure about that.
There's a story there.
I'd rather. I think. Who would you rather go for a beer with?
Well, having auditioned for Blackmore,
have you?
And known that he is madder than a box of frogs.
Yeah.
And I've never met Jimmy Page, but I've worked with John Paul Jones, who says Jimmy Page is a really nice bloke. I think I'd rather go for a beer with Jimmy Page.
So would I. Yeah, but Blackmore's mad as a trumpet.
Bonkers, absolutely off his mushroom.
Mark Doolan, stuck some DiMarzios in my Harley Benton Fusion series, and boy, it's great for £300 plus 120 pups. Nice. Yeah. Mark Doolan says roasted maple neck, graph tech nut, locking tune R's. Can't ask for more. Nice. Isn't it? Good value for money. Weird Jimmy Cranky. I'm confused. Why would Lee Anderton say sorry? Why would Lee Anderton say the TC Gyms is amazeballs, but Lee Abraham says it sounds like freshly squeezed walnut whip of a turd? Why would Anderton's lie to me?
It's called 30% margin.
Yeah. I think he's joking. Yes.
And Lee owns half the company. He doesn't. But it was
also stainless frets. Lol.
Wow.
It is true. I mean, sometimes we get them through. We get products that we send back because we don't like it.
Yeah.
Mentioned this a lot. But
yeah.
Jim says, I see some YouTubers mention that the Fender ToneMaster Pro has some fizzy artifacts in the upper frequencies, but most reviewers do not mention it. So I don't think some people would notice it. Basically, it's aliasing. It's digital aliasing. I think some people just aren't used to hearing it, so they wouldn't know what it is.
Most guitar players are deaf as posts as well from standing next to 50 to 100 watt marsh.
Yeah, all that high frequency is gone.
Yeah,
I can hear aliasing like as soon as it's on. It's a weird thing. Yeah,
it's the reason we have high aliasing is the reason we have high sample rates.
Yeah, but even so, I think it's sometimes companies get it wrong.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of money. The unit's a lot of money to get that wrong.
Yes.
Ned says Henning Pauley said the TC Electronic 800 pedal was okay for the money, but not great. It works for beginners, I guess, but not for people who know their tone like Lee. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's good. That's really good of Henning as well because.
But it's a cheap pedal.
Yeah, but he's being a German guy as well and doing a lot of stuff with Tone Man. It must have been a hard thing to say, but it's good that he's an honest guy. Mendel says, awesome. Read 200. Thank that box. Elk Live. It's an Elk. That's it. Elk. Yes. It's an app 2 on Mac. It's pretty decent for playing live together for remote tracking. Something else might be better to get in 48 kilohertz plus. Yeah, Elk is the thing. We need to get in contact with them.
Hang on. ELK Live.
You should definitely get in contact with them because that is something.
I will get in touch. I've just created a link on my.
Is you sending me stuff through? Because every time we do something,
no, I'm not doing it. No, not me. Not guilty. Thanks for that. Bang. There we go.
Yes. Thanks, mate. Sorry. Curtis says, I could be wrong, but I think that Line 6 didn't develop that mixer because Yamaha bought them not too long after. And those deeper pockets might reimagine that product. Yes. I guess it sort of interferes with a lot of their.
Yeah. It was a weird I mean, I remember getting it and say Russ and I sat down and went, It's really clever, but technically beyond the spec of the people it was designed for. Because it only had 12 mic pre's, that's pub band territory. That's not function band territory.
12 mics? I think 12 mics. I think a lot of function bands should go with a couple of overheads, kick and snare, guitar, bass, keys.
I always ate up 8 mics before we even started.
Right.
And that's tiny kit. I don't know. There was problems with it. If you did it had this auto gain feature, which was really clever. Basically, you just auto gain, play, and it would set the gains up for you. But if you left it on or you didn't play, say you went off at half time and then you came back, it reset all the gains. So everything squealed like a squealy piggy thing. It was horrible.
Wow.
But hey.
There says favorite Pearl Jam song, and Stone or Mike, who's your favorite?
I'd have to say Alive, because it was of a time when I was at school, and it was on in the sixth form common room all the time.
I think I only actually know Alive or Jeremy. I think they're the only Pearl Jam songs that I know.
I just love the drum sound. The drum sound they had was amazing.
Yeah. I can't think who Stone is. Mike is the guy that's doing this. I feel really bad that I don't know more about Pearl Jam. He's just released his that Strat, that Mexican Strat for crazy money.
A gazillion pounds for
Mexican Strat, yeah. But yes, sorry, we're not more au fait with Pearl Jam songs. MXR, do an AB pedal with a through. There we go. Cheers, Shep.
That would work.
Lee says, Jens, I used the Palmer passive DI for exactly that. XLR out for front of house and link to our IMs. There we go.
And
nice.
Shep's giving us the model number.
There we go. Cheers, Shep. And thanks, Lee.
Yep.
Tony Davis, any thoughts on the Rolling Stones new album, Hackney Diamonds? Some drums by the late Charlie Watts. And a former bandmate, Bill Wyman. It's 12 track due out on October 20th. I had the single. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Have you heard it?
No. To be fair, and I'm probably going to alienate myself here massively, I'm not a huge Stones fan.
I'm not a massive Stones fan. It just sounds like I just don't get it. It's people like it. I think it got quite good rave reviews. That the single. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan. But great that they're still doing it, isn't it? It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you know I was reading something the other day? As human beings, they have been seen in the flesh by more human beings than any other human beings before them.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it used to be Pope John Paul, as in, because obviously he's doing arenas and like stadia, but the Stones have now beaten Pope John Paul to the most people seen in real life by other people.
Look at that.
It makes me doing Oktoberfest look like a bit phony.
Yeah. Oktoberfest. Who's doing Oktoberfest? You doing
a couple of years ago. It's the last half decent gig I did.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, I love Oktoberfest.
Very messy.
James, elaborate on his Blackmore audition.
Oh God. Okay. So me and a mate, a keyboard player buddy, and it was his in, and he said, "I'm doing it. I'm only doing it if my mate comes and auditions on drums."
That's the weirdest thing. That is the weirdest thing. You get called up to a pro audition, and he goes,
"Yeah,
I only could do it if my mate could do it."
But it's only like Lindsay Buckingham going, "I'm only joining the band if my girlfriend sings."
A bit different, but yeah,
not really. Anyway, so basically, we did the audition and played, and we played with Richie for about 5 minutes, And then he went off and his road manager and his girlfriend stroke partner, the singer, who's about 12. She's not as old as him.
No, she's 12. Is
yeah, well, no. she mid 20s, should we say, at the time?
Okay,
right. And we played a few songs, and it was all right. And me and my mate, who shall remain nameless, kind of went, okay, we could do this. Could do this for a tour, and it was a retainer gig. And we thought, great, how it was a decent number. It was a decent amount of money. You don't get paid extra for gigs, but the retainer was good.
Yeah.
And then they pulled out of the bag, sorry, it's an exclusive contract. And I went, so how many gigs are we doing a month? He said, 4 or 5 a year. And we went, so it's an exclusive contract. You want us to do 4 or 5 gigs a year? That is not enough money to survive on.
But and I thought you said it was a retainer.
Yeah, but it was a retainer, but not enough to survive on. But if you could do other gigs when you're not doing the 4 or 5 a year,
okay.
If you did 4 or 5 gigs on the retainer, you think that the gigs were worth decent money. But
yeah,
we went, how on earth would anybody sign? And they didn't get anyone in the end because nobody would sign up to the ridiculous terms.
Wow. Why didn't he play with like elves and fairies now?
Very bizarre. Yeah, sits on a mushroom and plays mandolin.
That sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You expect Bilbo Baggins.
By the way, you should definitely redact. What's the word about the 12-year-old? You need.
Yeah.
That's not true.
She was not reduct it. She was not as old as he is, but I think they're still together. I think they're still
sure. Anybody get in trouble?
No. I don't think he's listening.
Okay. Weird Jimmy Cranky says, "Cheers, lads. Cheers, weird Jimmy Cranky." Is Jimmy Cranky still about?
I think they're both still about, aren't they?
Okay, awesome.
I believe so.
Bumder says, "Yeah, In Between Us, the epitome of mid 2000s English culture. I loved In Between Us.
I missed out on the In Betweeners. I missed out on The Office, as in the proper one, because I was on ships. I missed out on so many.
I prefer the American Office, but like that.
You're entitled to your opinion, wrong as it may be.
HK, is the Led Zepp song "House of the Holy" intro beat best? Sorry, is the Zepp song "House of the Holy" intro best copied with a flanger or very short digital delay, or even a ring mod? Always confused me. Thanks. I don't know the song.
I think it was done with fed back effects. So you feed the effects back into themselves, and that's how you got that weird Queen sounds and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. I don't know the song. I'm afraid I can check it out. I can check it out. We can talk about it next week, maybe. Jay Wright, I heard a bit of an A-listing from my ToneX the other day. It was the first time though, a bit of a game fret G string with a D on the 15th fret B string. Interesting.
Now the thing is, that could either genuinely be A-listing, but I've not heard it in ToneX. It could be Cone Cry that's been captured. You know, that extra harmonic that you get when you...
Don't think it captures that.
Oh, is it not?
I don't think so. I think that's a UA only thing. I think that's what they're...
Oh, excuse me.
Not that I think it's a great to have as well. On the aux, I always just turn it off.
Yeah. I quite like it on the aux, but that's because I like the fact that you can hear it.
Rumi says, regarding the Fender TMP artifacts, what's TMP?
Tone Master Pro.
And artifacts. I noticed that using the SM57 close is harsh, which is like the real thing. I find some folks would benefit from learning how to properly mic with modders. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sniffer Joe says, John Cordy does tend to favour darker tones. That's probably why he chops off all the high end. Yeah, he does. You're right. He does. Most of the tones he actually you hear him play are the darker tones. Still sounds good though. Stephen Joe says, "My favourite Pearl Jam song has to be Even Flow." There we go. Don't know it, but awesome. Given to Fly by Pearl Jam is superb. Says HK.
Nice.
Joe Wright. Yeah, with models you have to get behind kind of taking the effect of a guitar speaker. Yeah, I think a guitar speaker is it rolls off at 4K.
Yeah,
To have,
there's no top end, no serious top end.
Full range is on a guitar speaker is or in a modeler is ridiculous. That never sounds right.
No.
Sniffer Joe, but I've no idea what the verse lyrics are. Absolute gobbledygook. No Stones fans? Question mark, exclamation mark. JK to each of their own. JK?
Joke.
Big thanks, Scott. Anytime he ends. Hope you get it sorted, mate. David Bro says, I said it last week, you should go and see the rival Sons in London or any other location while they're in the UK. I tend to stay in the Shires now, mate, to be honest. Give me hives. Lee Abraham, James, Simon Phillips, Gavin Harrison, or Jeff Picaro. I'm going to cut him off again. We start talking about drummers. He's going. Just say it. Don't talk about it. Just say it.
Jeff Picaro.
There we go. Great. Next one. Ned says, how was John Paul Jones? He strikes me as an easygoing and calm, not as energetic extrovert.
Very lovely man. I was working at TSC at the time and doing computer installs and software and hardware and stuff. And we went down to his studio at Strand on the Green, which is a beautiful part of southwest London, or technically it's northwest London because it's north of the river, right on the river. And he sat there, made me tea, fed me with biscuits, sat on a bar stool and played Zepp tunes on mandolin. It was so bizarre. It was a really bizarre one. But then he phoned me up and asked me whether I should buy Apogee blank CDs or cheap ones or verbatim ones. And we were trying to talk about the relative merits of buying expensive media over cheap stuff. Yeah. And at the time, a blank CD was about £3.
Yeah. So for Joe, Genesis 3rd or 4th solo. How did they get that sustained? Again,
no idea. Since basically, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, also the solo. That's quite a broad thing with Genesis.
Early stuff. 1st or 5th even. Steve Hackett uses a sustainer. There we go with Lee. Well done, Lee. Bumder, what is your typical takeaway order? I guess I don't eat Chinese. Or I should say I do eat Chinese, but I don't really get Chinese takeaways. If you did,
I'll have the cream of some young guy.
Absolutely. No, let's go back. Let's do this. Right. Do you know what is great? I don't know if you get this in anywhere else, but Chinese curry.
Chinese curry is really good. The problem with Chinese is I do suffer from the need to order a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I do like my sweet and sour pork balls, and I do like chow mein, and I do like a fried rice, and I do like beef in black bean sauce, and I do like the chicken in lemon sauce. And
what they should just do one of those little containers with just everything in it, like a bit of everything. Just
an Englishman's pack. Yeah,
that's basically what you always do when you have a Chinese. Just that you do have a bit of everything. It's a weird thing. It's almost like going into a Toby Carvery. Actually, that's exactly what happens when people go into those things. They're just a bit of everything.
Yeah. Do you want turkey, beef, or pork? All three, please.
Yes. So wrong, isn't it?
Yes.
1st or 5th. Damn iPads.
Yeah.
Here we go. Johnny Love, remember when you first found out the Crankies are married?
Last week, didn't we?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was a bit confused by that. It messed up my childhood, that did. My bad, Lee. 1st or 4th. Ha, what a plonker. Wow, John Paul Jones, the Don.
Lovely man.
Johnny Love, Saw the Stones at Anfield in 2022. Great show. Nice.
My wife, during the 2012 Olympics, which of course is going back a little bit now, she was a London ambassador, not a games maker, but a London ambassador. And she got to do Hyde Park calling, you know, the festivals and stuff. So she would stand with dishing out bottles of water at the side of the stage to people who were fainting and stuff. And then she'd go, "Oh, look, there's Mick Jagger. Oh, look, there's Bryan Adams." You know, did it for about 4 or 5 weeks on the 4 or 5 gigs on the trot.
Nice. Semicolon. He says, "Hey guys, Shat. Do you think about Shat?
What?
Oh, I prefer Shat. Think about Roger Waters. If we're talking about Roger Waters, what do you think about Roger Waters' new Dark Side of the Moon? I haven't seen. I saw
that it's happened. I haven't heard it.
I've seen a couple of video rundowns with Dave Kilminster.
Right.
And Dave Kilminster's great player. So yeah, I think it'd be great, wouldn't it? Roger Waters doing that.
But it's only like Jeff Lynne redoing all of the ELO stuff, isn't it?
But Jeff Lynne was it. I mean, you know, I know there's other members of it, but Jeff Lynne was ELO. Roger Waters was a part of the band.
But you know, he was the writer of most of it.
Yeah, significant part of it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great.
I mean, it's dark, isn't it? It's a very dark thing to do. You do have to wonder whether it's going to outsell an album that was on the charts for, you know, a fairly large chunk of the last century.
Is it an album release? I thought it was just a tour. I thought it was just touring stuff. It's an album release, is it? Wow.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's recorded it.
Oh, I'd like to hear it.
I believe. I could be wrong, but that was the gist I got.
Nice. I do like Dark Side of the Moon. Jay, right. I love some Steve Hackett. You guys remember GTR, Howe and Hackett?
Steve Howe. Sorry, don't get it. That's going to make me unpopular, I know.
No, I can see you. I can see you a little bit. It's a little bit of an odd style, I would guess, an odd character, maybe. Yeah.
Doesn't do it for me.
Hey, bros. Cheers, mates. Cheers, Dave. HK, love the way you went from Blackmore to the Crankies. Oh yeah.
we cover some ground, don't we? Let's face it.
Johnny Love. Cheers, James. Paul and fellow chatters. Great live stream as usual. Cheers, Johnny. I think Jeff says, I think that the exclusive contract with Blackmore's way of saying no thank you, but making decisions yours. An easy one due to not having enough money to live on. Maybe.
Yeah. Probably. You're probably absolutely right, Jeff. But at the time, I thought I was being the big man and turning him down.
That's true, actually. Turn down Blackmore. That's quite cool, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Johnny says, like on the way out. Oh, yeah. Give us a like, guys. It really does help. I forgot to say it. Thanks, Johnny. It really, really, really does help.
It really does.
Lee says, under no circumstances should you listen to Dark Side of the Moon re-record.
There is a certain amount of he's right. And on that bombshell, I think it is time for us to pull up sticks and me to take my ball home and all that sort of stuff. As I haven't actually been in the house yet since 5 o'clock this morning when I left home. I've just skirted around and come straight in here.
Nice.
Thank you everyone for joining us so much. Please, as we do say, if you could like, subscribe, click the bell, all the normal stuff, it makes such a difference. And Paul wants that nice big silver play button for his wall. It's been a blast tonight. I always enjoy our Wednesday night gathering. So we will see you next week for more of the same. Take care, everyone. I'm going to see ABBA tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. Great deal. See you very soon. Take care. Good night.
Cheers, guys.